How could a presidential election in a small island nation impact a regional superpower like India? Surprising as it may sound, the answer lies in the complex web of international politics and strategic interests. Welcome to the fascinating world of the Maldives presidential election, an event that carries more weight than its small geographical footprint might suggest. The Maldives, a picturesque archipelago in the Indian Ocean, has been a hotbed of political intrigue, with its presidential election stirring up waves that reach far beyond its shores. This election is not just a domestic affair. It is a geopolitical chess game with high stakes, where the moves made by the Maldivian president can influence the balance of power in the region, especially concerning India. So, let's delve deeper, let's understand the intricacies, and let's explore the potential implications. Dive into the labyrinth of international politics as we unravel the Maldives presidential election and its ripple effects on India. The road to the presidency was far from straightforward. The Maldivian presidential election was a whirlwind of events, a tumultuous period marked by intense political rivalry, strategic campaigning, and the unyielding resolve of the candidates, especially the eventual victor. The journey began with the candidates positioning themselves within the political landscape. They had to navigate a minefield of public sentiment, media scrutiny, and of course the ever-evolving political climate. The eventual winner was no exception, and perhaps even more so, as he had to overcome significant hurdles. His strategy was a blend of traditional and modern. He understood the importance of grassroots campaigning, of connecting with the common citizen, of hearing their concerns and offering tangible solutions. His speeches were not just about lofty promises, but about practical change, about improving the lives of the people. But he also embraced the digital age. Social media played a pivotal role in his campaign, allowing him to reach a wider audience, to engage with the youth, and to counter the narratives spun by his opponents. He used these platforms not just to broadcast his message, but also to listen, to understand the pulse of the nation. His tactics were not just about winning votes, but about winning hearts and minds. He understood that a successful campaign is not just about the candidate, but about the people. He made them feel seen, heard, and valued. He convinced them that he was not just a leader, but a servant of the people. And then there was the final sprint, the days leading up to the election. This was a time of intense campaigning, of rallying support, of making the final push. It was during this time that he demonstrated his resilience, his determination, his unwavering commitment to his vision. Indeed, the path to power was a masterclass in political maneuvering. A blend of traditional and modern techniques, a focus on the people, and a relentless pursuit of his vision. This was his road to the presidency. This was how he won. China, a seemingly distant player, had its chess pieces strategically placed. This tale of political intrigue and power play is not just about the Maldives, but also about the dragon in the room, China. Now, you might wonder how China fits into this narrative. Well, it's all about influence and strategic interests. China has been actively expanding its footprint in the Indian Ocean region, and the Maldives, with its strategic location, is a crucial piece in that puzzle. In the run-up to the presidential elections in the Maldives, China was seen to be heavily invested, both metaphorically and literally. There were whispers of financial support, diplomatic backings, and infrastructure projects. The infamous debt trap diplomacy of China was at play, where it extends massive loans for infrastructure projects to countries, which then struggle to pay back, leading to China gaining strategic assets. But why does this matter? This matters because China's involvement could potentially alter the dynamics of the region. The Maldives is one of India's closest neighbors and has traditionally been part of its sphere of influence. But with China's growing presence, the scales could tip. This is not just about politics. It's about control of crucial trade routes, about the balance of power in the region, about the possibility of military bases right at India's doorstep. The election of a China-friendly president in the Maldives could potentially mean an increased Chinese presence in the Indian Ocean, something that India would understandably be wary of. But it's not all dark and doom. International relations are a complex web, a game of chess, if you will, and in this game, players can change strategies, alliances can shift. India, with its historical ties and geographical proximity to the Maldives, is not without its own set of cards to play. China's role in this political drama is a testament to the intricate web of international relations. India, watching closely, found itself on the precipice of a new challenge. With the Maldives presidential election outcome, India may face a fresh set of challenges. The Maldives, a string of atolls in the Indian Ocean, holds strategic importance for India. It's not just about proximity, but also about the crucial sea lanes of communication that pass through the Maldivian waters. These sea lanes are vital for India's trade and energy needs. Now picture this. The Maldives has a new president, one who has the backing of China. This could potentially mean China increasing its influence in the Maldives, altering the balance of power in the Indian Ocean region. The geopolitical implications of this could be significant. China has been steadily increasing its presence in the Indian Ocean through what some analysts call the string of pearls strategy. This strategy involves building commercial and military facilities along the sea lanes from the Middle East to the South China Sea. With the Maldives potentially becoming another pearl in this string, India could find itself in a tricky situation. India has to contend with the possibility of a Chinese naval base in its backyard, which could pose a threat to its security. Moreover, the Maldives' shift towards China could also mean less cooperation with India on key issues, including counterterrorism and climate change. But it's not just about security or geopolitics. India has a large diaspora in the Maldives, and any political instability there could have consequences for these people. The implications are clear. India cannot afford to be a silent spectator to the developments in the Maldives. It needs to be proactive, not reactive. It needs to engage with the new Maldivian government without losing sight of its own strategic interests. In the game of international relations, the stakes are high, and India, with its strategic interests at risk, needs to play its cards right. A change in the Maldives' political landscape could necessitate a shift in India's foreign policy. India, a seasoned player in the region, must now strategize its next move. As we grapple with the reality of the Maldives election and China's growing influence, we must consider India's options. One possible strategy is diplomatic engagement. It's no secret that diplomacy is a powerful tool, and India could use this to its advantage. By strengthening its diplomatic ties with the Maldives, India can ensure its interests are protected. This could mean fostering stronger relationships with key Maldivian officials, or even brokering multilateral agreements that guarantee India's interests. Economic measures could also come into play. India could leverage its economic power to entice the Maldives away from China's sphere of influence. This could be achieved through increased investment in Maldivian infrastructure, tourism and development projects, or by offering more attractive trade agreements. But there's another dimension to consider: strategic solutions. India could seek to counterbalance China's influence by enhancing its own strategic presence in the Indian Ocean. This could involve bolstering its naval forces or forming strategic alliances with other regional players. Of course, these strategies are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they could be most effective when used in tandem. A balanced approach, combining diplomatic, economic, and strategic efforts, could provide the best chance of mitigating any adverse effects. However, it's crucial to remember that any response must be carefully calibrated. India must be wary of escalating tensions or provoking a backlash. It's a delicate balancing act, assertive enough to protect India's interests, but cautious enough to maintain regional stability. And let's not forget the role of dialogue. Open and honest communication can go a long way in resolving conflicts and misunderstandings. India should strive to keep the lines of communication open with both the Maldives and China, promoting a narrative of cooperation rather than confrontation. As the dust settles on the Maldives election, India's response could shape the future of the region. It's a critical juncture and the world is watching. The decisions made now will not just affect India and the Maldives, but could reverberate throughout the entire region. International relations are a complex tapestry of interests, alliances, and power plays. We've delved into the intricacies of the Maldives presidential election, the strategies employed to secure victory, and the ever-present shadow of China's influence. We've also examined the ripple effects of these developments on India and the proactive measures it might take. The significance of this election underscores the fact that in the realm of global politics, no event is isolated. In the grand chessboard of geopolitics, every move counts, and the game is always on.